Welcome back to another episode of Penny Help Jess. Today is episode 541. Yep, 541. All right, let's see what we got. All right, I always check to see which end I want to open from. Usually it's the one with the shorter flap. All right, and we got a lot of copper here. Well, you know what? I say that, and then I notice the shield on this super dark, not super dark, but pretty dark penny. And then that makes me lose a little faith in this. Let me see. Light or no light? Nah, no light. Takes away the contrast. All right. We're on the board. Very hot day out there today. A little bit of a grease strike there underneath the states. One side super clear, the other side with these heavy damage marks. I always think that those are 2017 Pete, very nice. I always think that those are mint damage pennies. And here's our first copper, a nice 1981. I'm gonna have to go in a little closer. I'm gonna have to look at that under the loop. You know, if it is a double die, it's super weak. It doesn't mean it's not a double die. I just don't like the fact that it's very, very difficult to see, even under the loop. So, what do you think? 2023, 24? 23. All right, let's see. No extra V. Interesting how I thought there was a lot more copper. And the more I look at it, the less copper I think is there. I mean, it's there. Don't get me wrong. That's not copper. 89. I mean, there's some in there. But I think some of those are just dark zincs. Here goes another copper. I mean, either we got about 10 coppers there, or I got psyched out by some zincs. All right, we got 2 coppers. Feel like I'm moving in slow motion today. What's going on? Yeah. Here on Mars, it's Monday. It's going to be 100 degrees outside. And everything moves at half the speed that it does on Earth. So this better be a copper. A copper. A copper. That's how we talk here on Mars. We don't say copper. We say copper. Yeah. Mars is very like 80s Bensonhurst. Yeah. We talk like copper, you know? '80s Bensonhurst. Yeah, '80s Bensonhurst is wild. If you had a car, you would drive up and down uh, under the train on 86th Street. Towards, what was it, towards Kings Highway or um, Bay Ridge Parkway, somewhere up there. And there's this little pizzeria in a parking lot. I can't remember the name. And but forget about it, man. They do some business over there. Wow. Talk about a bright 23, huh? It's not a proof. Probably not a special mint strike. Just a really, really BU. This would have been nice if it had the extra V, you know? Such a nice condition. Probably like a 65, 66. Condition, condition, condition. Another nice 22. All right. See, that's not normal, man. That's not normal. How brown that is. It's also super ultra dirty. There we go. We got some mechanical doubling. Jeez, takes forever to find something like this now. Not a double die, but well, not No, mechanical, not a double die, but mechanical doubling. Very cool. No extra value, unfortunately. Now, there are some mechanically doubled, abrased doubled. What's the third one? You've been studying. You're supposed to know that answer. What's the third type of non-true double die, worthless double die? They call them worthless, but then they're not all worthless. I guess just to simmer down expectations. Abrasion, mechanical, and there's one other one. I can't remember off the top of my head. And down in the description below, for those of you who are interested in learning about the topic. What we got here? Yeah, little smackaroni on the edge. Looks like an L, right? I wish it was a drop letter. It looks a lot like an L. It's not. I'm relatively sure about that. It's not a dropped L or a double strike or anything like that. Mechanical doubling, abrasion doubling, and what? And what? Can't believe I can't remember the third one. Abrasion is the hard one to remember. Die deterioration doubling. Jeez. Talk about that one all the time. Die deterioration doubling. Mechanical doubling is... Now, you can read it, and they might say different things than I'm going to say. But it's when the die, the hammer, shift, and when they hit, they shift a little, something happens, and it causes the image to repeat somewhere. It could be a lot. It could be. See, those are the ones to me that have value. It could be a lot of doubling, and it looks just like a double die, but it's not. So to say that has no value would be, incorrect. Has maybe much less value. I always wonder what this. I've seen these little fucking. Oh, sorry. I've seen these little. I could zoom that out. I've seen these little black marks on pennies before. I think it's tar. Maybe I didn't curse fully. Maybe I caught myself. I just said puck or duck. I said duck. It goes nice 2022. Come on, Jess, you're slipping. Yeah, I don't think many people stay to the end anyway of my videos. Very few. The ones who do stay towards the end are my avid subscribers, maybe some of my members. That's about it. So I apologize for saying duck at the wrong place. That's an interesting color on the reverse. Yeah. I'm a bad boy. Who used to say that? Abbott and Costello. Costello used to say it. He would always get. I noticed that at the end, right when I was taking it off, looks. Let me look at that under loop. Looks a little bit like a strike through. You never know. I'll say no to that. All right, getting down towards the nitty gritty here. We got an 82. I'll take that. Misaligned die. Another 2023. Would have been nice if one of these had the extra V. Let me check the through the loop. Nope. Really can't miss it, you know. I mean, it's a quick 20, 30 bucks. If you get it graded, high grade, they're like $200 now. Can't believe how much they went up. Ungraded, you can still get them for 20, 30 bucks. Wow, I would have thought this was copper. Misaligned die. That's mechanical doubling. Where did I put the other one? I think the other one's there too. I could put them together. Mechanical doubling. And the grease moves around. See, it has like a grease strike. Anything could happen. Very slight movement. That's not it. Wasn't even a good example, to be honest. You see that? Looks very die clashy, right next to the bow tie. Problem is, it's not. It's. I don't see it anywhere else. How about on the reverse? Yeah. So die deterioration is just what it sounds like. The die gets deteriorated, and it'll start looking like a double die strike. And then abrasion doubling, if I remember correctly, it's when they clean die clashes off of a die. I guess they leave some of it behind, right? They don't get it all off, or whatever the cleaning leaves marks, and but it has something to do with a die clash and the cleaning. And let me look at that under the loop. No, has a light strike around the edge. Even that's not that hot. So those are the three worthless doubling that you can find. Doubling. They're not double dies, they're just doubling. All right, getting to the end now. 20 minutes, huh? I'm telling you. Really dragged my feet today. If you're still here to the end, thank you. I appreciate it. God bless. And I'll see you in episode 542.